This is training for applying felt to the shut valve of AS and DR MDX outlets. Let's begin with an overview of what is the shut valve. This is the shut valve right here, and it prevents airflow or allows airflow depending on whether it's open or closed. So here's the shut valve. Right over here you function it like that, and it's opened and air can flow through there. And when it's closed, there's no airflow. Now what's important is that in the corners here that we have a good seal all the way around, and we'll check in final assembly with a flashlight on the back side to make sure no light comes through. That's the way we know that there's no air whistling sounds for the customer or anything like that. So that's the shut valve and how it's assembled in the overall outlet. Again, shut valve, and that's the front and that's the back. So let's look at some defects that you might see. This one right here, there's a white spot right there. Not a very common defect, but it's something that you might see. That is rejectable. The most frequent defect you will see is a short shot, which means that there's not enough material that filled the cavity when the part was made. There's another version of that. There's another version of that. Now it may be almost all the way filled out, and it may just be missing just a tiny bit of a corner here or a corner there. Regardless of that, it's all a reject if it's not completely filled out. Another reject you might see is that the part has come in and it's got maybe some pieces hanging on or something like that. If you can separate it and take the inside piece out, that should have been taken away at the manufacturer, but if it's still hanging on and you can pull it off and you still have smooth edges all along the inside, then it's good. But if you pulled it and there's a bump or a tear or something like that, it's no good. It's not going to install very well. Another defect you'll see is the wrong part number. So here you can see this one, there's a notch and the shape there, and it's kind of square looking. This one has the notch, but if you look down here, it's got a little different shape in this area. That's the difference between the AS and the DR felt. If you see that, you alert your supervisor, and probably we'll just sort a few out. If it's a major problem, quality will get involved and we'll send the parts back. So that's the overview of how the AS and DR shut valve goes. The next video we'll talk about pre-inspection and assembly.